Bolo, Bolognese, Bolognese. Any way you say it, everyone knows it's a stock-based meat sauce, and it's delicious. And I thought, what better pairing than a burger? Bolognese burger. Smash them together, and you get the Bolognese burger. Start this recipe early with the most flavorful part of this burger, the Bolo sauce. It's super thick, stock-based, a little bit of wine, so flavorful. The longer this cooks, the better. So first, start with 2 carrots. Go ahead and peel them, and small dice. 3 small celery stalks. Same size as the carrots. 1 large onion, same size as the carrots and celery. 4 cloves of grated garlic. Chop up a ½ pound of pancetta. We're gonna render this down, add that fat and all this nice salty meat straight to the pot. But first, dice it up. Now that everything's chopped and cut, get a pot over medium heat, add just a touch of olive oil just to get the meat started. Add a pound of ground beef and a pound of pork. Now you just want to incorporate these meats, marry them together, cook it down, render some of the fat out, and bam, the meat's cooked, ready to come out. Now that the meat's gone, take your pancetta, toss it straight in. Once your pancetta starts to foam, and that pan is a nice deep dark golden brown with all that fond and flavor on the bottom, this is looking beautiful, and it's time to pull these little crispy dads. Make sure to strain off all the fat, because you want all that fat sitting in that pan. And now, toss in your onions. These onions should pick up a lot of that fond. As you can see, the bottom of the pot is getting less dark, and these onions are picking up all that flavor. I would avoid salting these just because that pancetta is very salty and that fat that's left behind is super concentrated, so you don't want to oversalt it. After a couple minutes, once your onions start to sweat and they start to turn translucent around the edges, go ahead, drop in your garlic. That should get incorporated and become super aromatic very quickly if you grate it. About 30 seconds later, go ahead, drop in your carrots and celery. Now that these have been cooking for a couple minutes, we're going to be adding a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. It's not a tomato-based sauce, but this tomato paste is just going to darken that color, add some acidity, a little bit of sweetness, just round out that flavor. Add about a cup of white wine to this, a dry white. I'm using a sauvignon blanc. Once that wine smell starts to dissipate, go ahead and add 32 ounces or 1 quart of beef stock. Toss in a couple bay leaves and the meat straight back in. You can add some hefty pinches of salt to this. It's gonna need it. And some pepper. This will reduce down, so don't oversalt it. Once this comes to a simmer, throw the top on, leave it on the stovetop on low until it's nice and reduced down. I just realized I forgot one thing. The pancetta can go into. Now you can cover it. Once your bolognese is nice and reduced down, you can take out your bay leaves if you can find them. And now you just want to skim off this fat that's sitting on the top. Take your time, make sure to get about around 75% of it. Now that the fat's skimmed, now you can add about a cup of milk. Go ahead, try this, check the salt level. I think that's perfect right where it is. Now you can just keep this warm. Those buns are going to be brushed and grilled with a garlic olive oil. Over medium heat, toss in a handful of garlic cloves and cover them with a couple tablespoons of oil. This oil is going to heat up, fry that garlic, and infuse that flavor straight into the oil. This burger is going to get a Parm sauce and grated Parm straight over top. For the Parm sauce, get a pan on low heat, add 25 grams of butter. Once that butter is melted and bubbly, go ahead, add 25 grams of flour. Add 300 milliliters of whole milk. Start stirring it up. This won't begin to thicken until it comes to a simmer. As it's coming up to a simmer, you should start feeling some resistance, and it should be coating that whisk pretty nicely. You can add 1 cup of grated Parm. If it gets too thick, you can just add a little bit of milk. Now you can add just a touch of nutmeg. Not too much, just a sprinkle. Since you added that Parm, it may not need too much salt. Just try it and see where it's at. For this burger meat mixture, use 6 ounces of ground beef. And I picked up some spicy Italian sausage. I'm going to squeeze out 2 sausage links. It's between 4 and 5 ounces of meat. Form this into a ball and then into a patty. And just like that, your burger is ready. Get your pan smoking hot and smack it in. Now remember, this burger has some sausage meat in it, which is already salted, so it's probably pretty good on salt, but there is 6 ounces of ground beef without salt, so I'm going to add just a sprinkle. After a couple minutes on that side, go ahead and get underneath it and give it a flip. If you want buns as pretty as these, go ahead and watch that video right there. Right now, I'm just taking some of that garlic oil that I made earlier and putting them right over the top. Take your beautiful bun, cut it in half. Take your garlic cloves from that oil and spread these straight onto the bread. Now take that garlic oil and give each one a nice little brush. Turn this pan on, flip them over, and let them grill. Once your buns are looking as beautiful as these, they're ready. Starting with your beautiful bun, get a nice small layer of Parm sauce right on the bottom and the top. Take your monster burger, set it right on the bun. Get your super flavorful, super meaty Bolognese and pack it right on top. To top it off, get some fresh grated Parm. Kind of like Olive Garden. Tell me when to stop. Take the top bun and flip it on top. Right here is a perfect Bolognese burger. You know it's big, you know it's messy. There it is, the Bolo burger. Let's dig in. Wow. Oh my God. Another bite. That Parm smacks you in the face. Super meaty. The garlic on the bun, the garlic spread, and the garlic oil comes through nicely. It's not too strong. My face is a mess, I know. Just deal with it. Give me 30 more seconds. that garlic, that parm, the burger, the meat on the burger. You got sausage, ground beef, pork, 3 kinds of meat. Yo, this thing is nuts. The buns, always a go-to. If you like this burger, if you like these videos, continue to show support. Give it a big fat thumbs up if you do enjoy. If you want to see more, definitely please consider subscribing. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace.